Previously on Creole Barbie TV.
To a lot of questions that I get. And this question is actually a really popular question, believe it or not, y'all. It's really popular. People want to know, how do I find time to work 2 jobs? Because I work at the USPS full-time. I work as a security officer part-time. And I also make YouTube videos. And they try to... It is your girl Creole Barbie here with Creole Barbie TV. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. I am Creole Barbie. Don't forget to like, comment below, and subscribe. Subscribe below to be a part of the hottest movement around, and that is the Barbie. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. I am Creole Barbie. What I do here on my channel is I make tons and tons of videos pertaining to USPS. I am a current USPS employee. I am a clerk. Alright, just to go ahead in better terms to go and give you guys a brief overall summary on what I do here on my channel. Now, if you're not familiar with me, then be sure to check out my USPS What playlist. But I'm not going to talk too much in this video, so we're going to jump into it. I know if it's your first time visiting, I've been actually sick. You can tell by my voice, I'm still kind of dealing with it. However, I'm feeling a lot better. And guess what? I am back. I am back to the money bag, y'all. Video, I'm going to talk to you guys about these coins, about this money, because you know, when it comes to money, especially our money, we do what? We're going to keep track of it, period. We're going to make sure we keep track of everything when it comes down to our money, how to make more money at the USPS. However, let's go and get into the video. I'm going to talk clerk overtime, okay, versus PSE overtime. Now, when you become a clerk, because a lot of you guys are turning career next week. I'm so excited. Yay! Alright, let me calm down. But however, you guys are turning career next week, and you guys need to know about this clerk overtime. It's very important, because if you don't do it the proper way, it can lead up into a disciplinary action, and you don't want that. You definitely do not want that. Versus trying to get some money, okay? And the thing is, when you become a clerk, you have to sign up in order to work overtime. You will sign the overtime desired list, okay? Now, that list is put out every quarter. If you don't sign up within the first time of you getting converted, you have to wait another 3 months in order to work overtime. So what I suggest that you guys go ahead and just sign up for the overtime, okay? Me personally, because when I was a PSE, I was so burnt out from all the overtime I was doing. It took me a while to sign up, and I really wasn't willing to wait that long. However, the choice is really yours. You can sign up if you want to. If not, but just know you have to sign up. Now, you can still get overtime without signing up. That's called a non-list, but they have to call it. And sometimes they call non-list, sometimes they don't call non-list. A non-list clerk is a clerk who did not put their name on the overtime desired list, and when they do post it for overtime, you are guaranteed 10 hours or whatever they call for non-list, okay? Just to go ahead and sum that up for you. Now, another thing, on the overtime desired list, you have the option of working 10 hours, 12 hours, or a 6-day. What I tend to do is I went ahead and signed up for myself on a 10-hour. If I felt like staying the extra 2 hours to make it 12, I would just do my 10 hours and dip sometimes, okay? Now, anything over 10 hours is double pay, just so you know. That's where the money come in when you're doing overtime in your career. So anything over 10 hours is double pay. Anything over 8 hours is time and a half. Then you get your shift differentials and your Sunday premiums and all that good stuff. So you're clearing some good money when you're doing overtime at the USPS, especially when your career is more incentives for you. What I tend to do is I went ahead and signed up for myself on a 10-hour. If I felt like staying the extra 2 hours to make it 12, I would just do my 10 hours and dip sometimes, okay? Now, anything over 10 hours is double pay. Just so you know, that's where the money come in when you're doing overtime in your career. So anything over 10 hours is double pay. Anything over 8 hours is time and a half. Then you get your shift differentials and your Sunday premiums and all that good stuff. So you're clearing some good money when you're doing overtime at the USPS, especially when your career is more incentives for you. Now, be careful how you're working this overtime. You only work what they call. A lot of clerks tend to try to come in 2 hours early and they're not calling 2 hours early overtime. You need to work the appropriate hours that they call when they call overtime, because that can get you into trouble and you don't want to get into trouble. And the same thing goes with the 6 days. If they're not calling, you shouldn't be working 6 days. That's trouble as well. You don't want to get in trouble when doing these things. So be sure to pay close attention when, all right, they call and when they don't call. And another thing, if it comes to a time where you cannot do your overtime, be sure to fill out a 3971 to excuse you from overtime. All right. And honestly, like at my plant, I kind of pick and choose when I feel like doing it, as long as I do it. However, other plants are different and they could be a little more strict when they call overtime and you on the list about you staying. So be sure to really thing that they really want you guys to stay away from is basically if you're off and you come back to work, trying to show up for overtime, because if you're not physically in the building to hear the overtime announcement or read it yourself, then technically you don't know about it, and therefore they don't want you to just pop up like on a Wednesday and you were off Tuesday trying to do overtime, even though a lot of us still do it. But they recommend that people don't call other people telling them about overtime when they were off that day prior. So it's really all up to you. A lot of us have a close-knit circle of friends that we kind of communicate with, especially when we're being off for the last 2 days, to get updated on certain things. So just use that under your discretion. Again, also, okay, loves to eat up those overtime hours. Now, be aware that as a clerk, we have a cap on amount of overtime hours we can do per week. We cannot go over 20 hours per week, okay? So be sure to keep your overtime at 20 hours. Now, when it comes to other crafts, especially mail handlers, it's unlimited. So as a clerk, whether you're a PSE or career, there's a cap on your overtime per week. You can't go over 20 hours per week in overtime. Now, not your work hours, just your overtime hours. It has to total up to 20 hours. Well, it doesn't have to add the 20 hours, but basically you can't go over the 20-hour max period within that week. Another thing, you guys, is that the difference when you were a PSC is that every time they call overtime, you pretty much have to stay. You couldn't pick and choose, and you couldn't sign up for your 10 hours or 12 hours, whatever they put on that bulletin. This video open on the giveaway, and I won't close it right now. I'm trying to allow everyone the opportunity to enter if they want to enter. The thing is, once I close it, I will say that it's closed, it's cut off, and then I'll go back to my prior video, all right, and I will look and see who has the most likes. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and put that video up so you guys can see which video it is I'm talking about and which one you should be commenting on if you want to enter by putting in what my next video topic should be, and whoever gets the most likes is who wins the $100. Now, y'all be sure to stay tuned with my channel because I'll be having more giveaways coming soon. However, the number one thing you have to do first in order to get into these giveaways is be subscribed to my channel. The second thing is to like my video. The third thing is to have fun. All right, so therefore, I love you guys. Be blessed, be safe. Happy weekend. It's Saturday.